Hello, my nerdlings! If you're new here, my name is Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. Today, I want to talk about books that I think would be great if they were adapted. There's been a lot of talk lately about adaptations. Moana's live action adaptation, you know, apparently somebody bought rights to a part of Lord of the Rings, and so that's getting adapted again. Um, and Wheel of Time, that next season's coming out soon, and all of that, right? Rings of Power is going to be having more coming out. So I'm going to talk about the book that I think, what format I think it should be adapted, if it should be a TV show, a mini series, or a movie, which one I think would be best, um, and my reasoning behind it. I think the main reason between for all of these will be it's something new. It's something we haven't seen before. It's not a bunch of redoings, Disney. It's a new story. It's something I definitely have not seen. Okay. So, number one, I'm going to do the one nonfiction I have on here, and then I will move on. The first one is going to be The Endurance, um, by Alfred Lansing. If you do not know what the Endurance is, it is a shipwreck that went down in Antarctica. I want to say it was the April following Titanic, I believe, or maybe it was 2 years after the Titanic. It's a wooden vessel that went down for exploration purposes, and the ship um, ended up sinking. And the crew of this ship, were marooned on Antarctica and a nearby island for, I want to say, like 500 days before they were rescued. And none of the men died, right? So this would be a fantastic story. I would love for James Cameron to get his hands on this. Or even Peter Jackson. I think the both of them would do a fantastic job with telling the story of these men. I and of course it really should only need a movie. Um, all right, now on to the fiction pieces. Um, First, Stalking Jack the Ripper series by Carrie Maniscalco. This should be a TV series for sure, at least one season per book. And I think this would be great because, one, period dramas seem to be really hot right now with Bridgerton and Downton Abbey, those type of things. But also, you have that investigative element for people that enjoy Bones or NCIS or insert crime drama here that is everywhere on TV. So I think that also would be fantastic to, jump into. And you could even keep Audrey and Thomas at the young age because I think it would be very appealing to the younger audience for sure. Next, I think the Wicked Fox duology would make a fantastic Korean drama. Um, it's Wicked Fox and Vicious Spirits by Kat Cho. The story of Gumiho and Dokebis and Shaman and that Korean mythology is just beautiful. And Tale of the Nine Tail starring Lee Dong-wook, but also Goblin, which is a dokebi, starring Gong Yu, did fantastic. And I think Wicked Fox and Vicious Spirits, done in the sense of those, would do amazing. And I may or may not have thought of people that I would like to see play certain roles in that show. So, definitely, I think that would be fantastic to adapt. Um, but it would definitely have to be a true K drama. It could not be whitewashed. Um, Next, Heroes of Olympus. So we're already getting a Percy Jackson adaptation, right? Why not keep it going? Give me a Heroes of Olympus adaptation where we have at least one season a book, if not, 2 seasons a book, because let's throw in the Roman along with the Greek, because in my opinion, the storyline of Heroes of Olympus is better than the Percy Jackson storyline. And I will argue that till I am blue in the face. Rick Riordan did better with Heroes of Olympus than he did Percy Jackson. I said what I said. Um, Next, Witchlands. If you've been around, I'm a huge fan of Susan Dennard's Witchlands series. If you haven't, guess what? I'm a huge fan. Um, I think this would make an amazing TV show. Absolutely amazing. So you have your benders, essentially, like to give you an idea of how the magic system works. You have your water, air, earth, water, air, fire benders, like you typically would have. But you also have what they call aether witches and void witches. Um, some people see it as like light versus dark magic. Some people see it good versus evil. Not particularly true, because you can be a void witch and still be a hero, just like you can be an aether witch and still be a bad guy. But the world in this book is so vast, and the story is so deep that it would make fantastic TV show. And you have also a diversity of characters, um, and problems, and I just think it would be so fun to have adapted. I would absolutely love it. But it's probably because it's one of my favorite series that I think I would love it so much. Um, the Locked Tomb series by Tamsin Muir. So we're talking Gideon the Ninth, Harrow the Ninth, Nona the Ninth, and Alecto the Ninth. Granted, I have not read past Gideon. However, if you pitch to a movie fan, hey, I got this lesbian sword fighter with a necromancer, and the sword fighter has Deadpool personality, you're gonna go for it. Like, I'm sorry. That would, as a Marvel fan, if you told me, hey, this character is the female Deadpool, I'm sold on that alone. So, but The Locked Tomb is so unique of a story. Like, yes, the one pitch of lesbian necromancers explore a gothic palace in space, that's very unique. But then once you get into the story and get to the guts of it, I have not seen a movie or TV show, miniseries, anything like that that is so unique. And I think it'd do fantastic. And you would open up a whole new world of readers. And then something that wasn't originally on my list, but my husband points out. Um, I've read Empire of the Vampire. We know this. Um, my husband, from what he's heard me talk about Blade meets Interview with a Vampire type thing, murdery vampires. Blade, murdery vampires. He says he's really intrigued because he watched, what was it, True Blood, I think. or maybe it was Vampire Diaries. I don't know. He's probably watched them both, but he's watched like the originals, True Blood, Vampire Diaries, and then something else. I don't know. I don't normally watch vampire things. I don't normally read vampire things, but anyways, he's watched those. And from based off what I have told him about Empire, he's intrigued. He's like, that book is way too thick for me to read. However, if they adapted it, I would watch it, hands down. So I think that's something I didn't initially think about, but my husband definitely is sold on. But I do know that Jake Kristoff has been in talks with some guy that played Klaus on a show. And there was some NDAs signed and whatnot. So I don't know if that's already like in a pre-production type phase or anything. Um, so I don't know. But those are the what 6 or 7 books that I think should be adapted because it will give a breath of fresh air into Hollywood versus redoing the same storylines over and over. So, like the video if you did, comment down below something you would love to see adapted. And if you have thought about to the extent of what actors you would love to see play a certain person in a role, let me know too. Subscribe if you want to see more of my face, and until next time, you are loved and you are valid.